We are ready to rock, Chiquita. Padded Room Podcast Horror Extravaganza in beautiful Festival of Friendship is on the air, everybody. Oh, yay! It's another week of horror bullshit coming right to your face holes, whether you asked for it or not. My name is Darian, and I run this fun little bus full of shenanigans and ass wipes. My co-pilot in this journey is Miss Monica, who is here tonight. Miss Monica?
I am here.
I have abducted her yet again. She keeps trying to escape, but I slam the door right before she makes it all the way out, because I'm a bad man.
I know.
Monica, how is Phoenix, Arizona treating you this week?
Very hot. It's getting hotter every day, but we're breaking records already.
Good. I hope you fucking fry down there, you bastard. It's we are bouncing between frozen rain, snow, and high winds here in northern Nevada. Much as you have come to be used to during your time living up here. It's just the usual February gray, bleak, ugly, slushy, funky, depressing. Oh, there's Valentine's Day right in the middle. Just for all you singles out there who are thinking of taking your own life. It's the same old shit, Monica. It's good to have you back, though, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, at least you guys have green trees and stuff. Green grass.
Yeah, all you get is cactuses and sand, right?
Exactly.
The occasional dead prairie dog, I think you have. You got a lot of prairie dogs down there. I don't even know what a prairie dog is. Stupid. Dusty is not with us this weekend, mates, as I'm sure you've already noticed. The high winds that I had just mentioned have closed the vital freeway that leads from Dusty's house to my house, so he is stuck at his own place, and that's where he's going to be until the apocalypse ends here in northern Nevada. So
Yeah.
we're hoping for late afternoon tomorrow we can come out of our houses and actually resume our lives as human beings. But we can't count on that. Absolutely not. All right, well, we've got a regular horror show to get into here, Monica. We got listener mail, horror news, all the fun stuff that we do. I'm going to punch you in the face later for this week's immersion therapy. You earned that, by the way. We'll get to that later on in the show. But first, here comes some horror news.
Horror news.
Yes, ma'am. We got all kinds of fun things happening here in horror news. Monica, have you ever heard of something called the backrooms?
No.
So it's a short that's been circulating. It's a short film. It's been circulating for a couple of years now. It's actually pretty cool. It's about some crazy filmmakers that kind of fall through a hole in the ground and end up in what they call the quote-unquote backrooms. And the backrooms is just like this endless labyrinth of empty offices and long hallways and deserted cubicles, and then this big clunky I guess, kind of a robot thing starts chasing them around. You should Google it when we're done here. I think you'll dig it. It's being made into a full-length feature film from A24 Studios, and teaser trailers are up as we speak, with a possible release date of May of 2026 coming at us. I'm excited for this one. It looks interesting.
Oh, it sounds interesting.
Found footage, or at least the original short was. You can't. I watched the teaser. You can't really garner too much from it, other than it's definitely the backrooms. There's something very creepy about like being alone in a big empty office. It's pretty well lit. You can see everything, but at the same time, you're all alone in this big empty space. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when I was a kid, my parents had a second job for a while cleaning these big, gigantic office buildings.
Yeah.
And as kids, we had so much fun playing hide and seek in there.
Oh, I imagine. That sounds like a hoot. Right on. I'm into that. I'll tell you what I'm not into. Hulu has ordered an X-Files reboot pilot. You a big fan of the X-Files there, Monica?
No, I never watched it.
I saw a few episodes. Is fine. It's always the same thing. It's aliens. Whatever. Somebody disappeared. It's aliens. Somebody's car got disassembled and reassembled upside down. It was aliens. Somebody was born with two heads. Aliens. Alien radiation or something like that. It's always aliens, man. You know. I give up. It's aliens. Who cares? So anyway, we might get to see that. I don't think they'll bring Duchovny and Gillian Anderson back. So I am a little curious as to what. Wait, you don't like David Duchovny?
No, I think that's probably why I wasn't interested. Had they put a hot guy in, I would have watched it.
Clearly, you've never seen the Red Shoe Diaries, my dear, because a young man could pull his penis clean off his body watching those things. Not that it had anything at all to do with David Duchovny, but goddamn, man, those will fog up your windows. What else we got here? Pacific Rim Final Breach. You a big Pacific Rim fan, are you there?
I watched it. I wasn't hating on it.
I watched the first one. It's very formulaic. You know, humanity has to rise up against the big monsters. It was fine. I watched the second one. I was like, okay, all right, now we're pushing it there. We got a bunch of 12-year-olds running the big giant robots, and somehow they're going to figure it out. No, I don't think so. We got a new thing coming out. It's Pacific Rim Final Breach. It's going to be a graphic novel, and it's going to release this May. If anybody is some kind of a Pacific Rim super fan, there you have it. Very excited for that. Well, I'm not, but you might be. I'll tell you what else I'm not excited for. Adam Wingard is no longer attached to the Face Off sequel. So...
Face Off?
Yes. With Nicolas Cage and John Travolta.
Oh, good Lord.
Whoa. There will be no besmirching of Face Off on this podcast, my dear. That's a good show. I don't know. I mean, I like that a lot, but I don't feel like there's anywhere to go but down. And especially since it's been like 40 years, right? Since the original came out.
Yeah, to 1997.
Yeah.
Woo.
So 30 years. Which is not that much better, really. You're going to have big fat John Travolta and damn near bald Nicolas Cage in there. You can't do it. You can have cameos by one or either of them, but they can't be, jumping off of planes and stuff. They're going to break their hips.
Exactly.
I would have been interested to watch this. I don't know that Adam Wingard is the guy for that job. He's more of a horror dude. But I don't know. That doesn't bode well for a Face Off sequel. So that kind of sucks, I guess. Lastly, this is something you're going to be excited for, I think, if I remember correctly. Bambi the Reckoning.
Oh, yes.
Yes, ma'am. It's going to stream exclusively to Peacock starting this May.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to watch it a couple more times.
You've already seen it, haven't you?
Yes.
You filthy pirate hooker. I knew it. I knew it, Monica. You're sailing the dirty waters again, or whatever. I don't know. Internet swashbuckler that you are. You were very excited for it. What did you think of it?
I loved it.
Yeah?
I cried at the beginning
Oh,
and I
God
cried
damn it.
at the ending.
Oh, God damn it.
And yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah? Okay.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Sorry, the wolf pack is fighting behind me.
Oh, shit. Home invasion. Watch out. Was there any kind of a tie-in to the Pooniverse? I believe this is supposed to be Pooniverse adjacent, this Bambi crap.
Oh, are you serious? They're going to tie this in?
They're going to tie this one in. They're going to tie the Peter Pan thing in and the Winnie the Poohs. And I think they were talking about... It was either Jack and Jill or one of the other ones. Humpty Dumpty, maybe. If you go to Peacock and peruse the horror section, it's all just these public domain fucking offshoots horror movies. Jack and Jill, Humpty Dumpty, the Pooniverse, the Peter Pan thing, Screamboat, of course. They got a shit ton of them over there. Be honest with you, I don't know what's included in the Pooniverse. I know the Peter Pan one is, and I know the 3 Winnie the Pooh movies are, but I think this Bambi crap might get shoehorned in there somehow.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to picture how, but
Yeah, I don't know.
if I'm going to tell you about any of those movies, Bambi is probably the best one of them.
Did you see the Peter Pan one?
I did not see the Peter Pan. You said don't watch it.
Well, I mean, at this point, I kind of feel like you have to, right? You're already invested in the Pooniverse, which is a weird sentence for me to say, but you're already are dangling your feet off the Pooniverse pier. You might as well just jump in at this point.
I
right?
might as well jump in.
Just do a swan dive in there, Monica. You're gonna love it, and then you'll have a reason to punch me in the face next week. So it'll all even out. All right, kiddo, that's all I got. What do you got for horror news? Anything?
I got 2 upcoming movies to watch for.
All right.
And one of them is a big rumor.
Okay.
I'll save that for last. So this one I'm excited for because it is actually a Hungarian-made movie.
Ooh.
It's called Ever After.
Okay.
It's going to be have you heard of it?
I have not.
Oh, it's going to be released sometimes in the next few months. We got Malcolm McDowell in it.
Nice.
Kane Hodder's in it.
Oh, boy.
Michael Berryman is in it. Mark Shepard. It's basically a group of girls go to a lodge and a bunch of bloodthirsty lunatics show up.
Okay.
And here's the kicker. They're all playing fairy tale characters.
Oh, boy. All right.
Guess what character Kane is going to be playing?
He's got to be the giant from Jack and the Beanstalk, I'd say, right?
Oh, you were kind of close. He's going to be the big bad wolf.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever played a werewolf before, has he? That'd be interesting.
I'm not sure, but I did check out the trailer already.
Yeah?
And it is pretty creepy.
Okay.
And, I kind of feel when you were talking about the Pooverse universe, maybe this movie kind of fits in there. Just the way the characters look.
Okay.
Pretty creepy.
All right. Well, reserve judgment on this.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
And then the other one I had was another movie coming out called The Deep Dark.
Okay.
This one, I kind of have high hopes for it. It's going to be about the worst mine in France, and they call it the Devil's Island. And these guys that go work on it are going to be digging underground when they find something.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like, ooh, is it going to be the devil?
I hope so.
Yeah, and it says it's in the best tradition of H.P. Lovecraft stories.
Oh, okay.
So I'm all, this will be interesting.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, and so that one, I believe that one is coming out next month on the 24th.
Okay.
So you can check that out on demand. And then the biggest rumor of the century
Oh, here we go.
is American Psycho.
Yeah, I've been quietly following this one. From what I hear, a lot of like big name stars are turning it down because the last I heard was that Patrick Easton Ellis, who is the writer of the original book American Psycho, said that they are completely ignoring his source material and going a completely different direction. And I think it was Jake Gyllenhaal was in talks to play Patrick Bateman, but then he backed out, and I don't think they found anybody else to replace him yet, but I could be wrong about that. That's what I got. Is that what you got?
Well, so what I read was they're saying this is going to be even a more gruesome movie than the original. And so far in the running, they have the guy that played Frankenstein and the guy that played, Elvis, that really tall Austin Butler.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, those two, but they're just saying they're rumors. Yeah. Nobody has confirmed that. And then I even read that there might be a rumor that they're going to gender swap this movie.
Well, they tried to do that with that dipshit sequel. Did you ever see that one? There's an American Psycho 2 out there.
Oh, yes.
Starring Mila Kunis as like Patrick Bateman's sister, and she's in college and she's killing people.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Well, I mean, it had its moments, but it was nothing compared to the original.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
But I cannot think of the movie I watched for the life of me where they gender swapped the character and it was a female. And of course, the female actress had to go back in time and play a man's character. And then she ends up falling in love with the woman and it goes from there. And I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, I can't even comprehend this movie. I'll find out what it was. And I'll let you know.
I think you're thinking of a movie called Vanilla Sky or Liquid Sky from it was early 80s. And there is so much cocaine, like you can tell that everybody in this movie is completely beaked out of their mind the entire time. It's like 80s Soho, New York, high fashion society. And one of the models is living with a drug dealer, but then a UFO, if I probably don't understand this correctly, but a UFO lands on their roof, but the UFO is only like the size of a football. And basically, anybody that tries to have sex with this model, the UFO comes down as they're having sex with the model, shoots them up with some drugs, and then kills them, and then like vaporizes their body and like puts it in a little vial. But the chick, the supermodel, plays also a male model who is trying to have sex with the female model, so she's basically trying to fuck herself. It's a... Dude, I felt like I was high on cocaine just trying to figure this movie out. That's how much it is just boiled into this movie.
Yeah, that wasn't... This is a new movie I watched.
Oh, okay.
And this one was about a has-been actress. They felt she was getting too old, but they were willing to give her a shot. And there was this new technology the movie studio had come up with where they could place her into the movie from the 40s. And that's how she played the man's role.
Oh.
But at certain points when the machine broke, she was stuck in the 40s.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it was a science fiction movie. I will find the name of it and then share it with you guys.
All right. Well, it sounds like there may be some cocaine there also. So, I don't know. Maybe it got spread around a little bit. Right on. You got anything else, kiddo?
No, that's all I got.
All right. Let's get to some listener mail, shall we?
Listener mail.
All the way from Sydney, Australia, here comes our main man team. Subject line, howdy. Hey guys and girls and everything in between, how are we this week? I'm good, thanks for asking. Just a few things this week. Last episode you were talking about VHS and the prices. I've started selling on eBay and I've sold some VHS. I sold the original Halloween for over $200 fucking dollars, as well as Halloween 2 on VHS for $180. Horror VHS sells well. I probably could have paid my fucking house off, Monica.
Probably.
The amount of goddamn VHS tapes that I had in my closet, but my wife was like, "You're not even going to watch these. We don't have VCR anymore. I got to throw them away." Fuck, man. We could have... I'm gonna show her this when she comes home. And I feel like, well, there's nothing she can do about it now, but at least I should show it to her. Tim, you're breaking my heart. Terradome, dude, I'm taking the Critters to win with that Critters ball will demolish the witches. That's all for me this week. Be good, stay healthy, and be happy. Much love, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, I figured the Critters were going to run away with this. I could be wrong. We still got other things to get into here. We got some voicemails coming at us here, Monica. All right, let's start things off with our main man in Alabama. Here's Alan.
Added room, what's up?
What's up, Alan?
Terradome, give me the witches.
Got you.
Mr. Darien, you are speak no evil.
You got me.
Let's see. I'll call y'all back.
Okay, let's do that then. Beautiful. Thanks for calling in, Alan. Let's get down to, I guess here comes Mr. Tom Hardy, Southern California.
Heyo,
Heyo.
Room. How's my favorite degenerates this week?
Hey, we're a lot. Well,
Goodness,
some of us
I
are.
do hope everyone is doing well. Man, I missed a couple of weeks.
Yeah, dude, what the hell?
Shit going on down here, but hey,
I don't doubt
I
it.
am back in the padded room. Let me get in there. What do we got going here? Oh, we got the fucking the educating department. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Oh, come on, man.
We got the fuck, man, the Terror Dome. Man.
Yes, sir.
The Painted Terror Dome.
All right.
25. Let's see. What do we got here? We got the witches and the Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you got to go with the critters. You know, the critters are fucking just gonna. Even they don't even have to form the super critter to roll over this coven of fucking witches.
That's what I'm saying.
But then I think to myself, it is 2025. It is the tainted terror.
Okay.
Perhaps I should vote for the witches, but obviously my integrity and the integrity of the terror means too much. I have to vote my heart. I have to
Russian
vote
collusion,
of
Tom
course,
Hardy.
Christ, put me down for the fucking critters.
Okay.
Hey,
Gotcha.
Miss Monica there, man. Hey, know you're going through some shit, you know, having to fucking take care of everything while the old man's after surgery. You know, I'd be willing to come down and offer some help.
Ooh.
Got to do just lift that restraining order.
There's
and,
some legality
I'll be right
there.
on down there to Arizona.
I don't know if
there
it
to
holds
help
up
you out,
in,
but,
different
while
municipalities.
We're on the topic, you know, you didn't have to move out of Nevada. You know, I have no idea who installed those cameras. I mean, as I told the judge, I had nothing to do with that. Anyway, hope all is well. Love y'all like family. Bye.
Love you too, Tom Hardy. Glad you're back, homeboy. Alan did call back. I think he just had to take a shit. So let's hear what he has to
I
say.
hope y'all called back.
You
Hopefully
did.
I got in before the show started.
You did.
Anyway, what did I watch? I watched this movie on Shudder called The Oily Maniac.
Oily Maniac.
That is, it's
like a sequel to The
Hong
Greasy
Kong
Strangler.
Films, Shaw Brothers.
All right.
That's something to see. I actually liked it.
All right.
It's about a guy that turns into a kind of like swamp monster type looking thing that
All right.
travels via a puddle of oil. It's from the 70s.
Sounds amazing.
Finally watched The Good Son.
That one's
I liked it.
Yeah, that's all
I'd
right.
never seen it before. And I went and watched the original Fly with Vincent Price, which I don't think I'd ever seen. And I really liked it. I thought it was really good.
I have some thoughts.
I've seen the Jeff Goldblum one several
I have some
times.
thoughts about that too.
I'm not a Dave Cronenberg guy, honestly. His movies are just, I don't know.
Okay.
I liked Eastern Promises and History of Violence, but otherwise it's kind of like, oh, that's Cronenberg.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Beautiful. Yeah, we got Cronenberg this week, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. Tom Hardy, I'm sorry about the restraining order. Miss Monica, are you ready to give Tom Hardy another chance? Or does he still have to remain a minimum of 120 feet away from you at all times?
Come on over, Tom Hardy.
There you have it. I'll be forwarding that address to you as soon as the show's over. Monica, have you seen The Oily Maniac?
No, I didn't even know that was out there.
It sounds like a sequel to The Greasy Strangler, but apparently it has nothing to do with it.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. Maybe I'll check it out this week. I don't know. You got anything for Tim, Tom, Hardy, or Alan, my dear?
Thanks, everybody, for writing and calling in. And, yeah, Tom, glad you're back.
Yeah, glad you're stabilized down there, if nothing else.
Yeah,
all right.
How is California?
I bet it's worse than Arizona. That would be my professional opinion. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's get ourselves into a movie here, my dear, shall we?
Yep.
I think you're making a mistake. I think you really want to talk to me.
Sorry, I have 3 other interviews to do before this party's over.
Yeah, but they're not working on something that'll change the world as we know it.
They say they are.
Yeah, but they're lying.
There is a limit, even to the imagination.
Human teleportation, molecular decimation, breakdown, and reformation is inherently purging.
Where our greatest creations meet our deepest fears.
Something went wrong, Seth. When you went through, something went wrong.
You are about to go beyond that limit.
Those weird hairs that were growing out of your back, I had them analyzed. But they were definitely not human.
If you saw how scared and angry and desperate he is.
I'm sure Typhoid Mary was a very nice person, too, when you saw her socially.
No.
You're afraid to be destroyed and recreated, aren't you?
You're changing, Seth. Everything about you is changing.
Oh, no. What's happening to me? Am I dying?
I want to know what's going on.
What does the disease want?
It wants to turn me into something else.
Oh, no.
A fly got into the transmitter pod with me that first time when I was alone.
Don't go back to it. It could be contagious.
I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Help me. Please, help me.
All the girlies say he's pretty fly for a white guy. Hey! It is The Fly from 1986, Monica. This one got 7.6 stars on IMDb. Directed by David Cronenberg, written by George Langolian. Stars, of course, Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis, and John Gertz. It's got a hard R rating. So what I'm finding, and I think you'll agree with me, is that in doing these remakes versus originals, we spend a lot of time talking about one movie and next to zero time talking about the other. I don't think we have a whole lot to talk about with this movie here, because this is a lot of fluff, a lot of special effects, and a lot of plot holes.
Yes.
I think I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but I think I gotta take Vincent Price's version over this one. How say you?
I like the original.
Yeah.
I like the remake. I think I just like the remake because of the special effects.
Sure.
And but you know what? I agree. I would take the original.
The original, the ending of the original really kills it, because it's a very dark, ominous But then you see the little guy trapped in the, help me, and you're like,
know.
oh, you silly prick, get out of here. You know what I mean? But this one, you're like, none of this makes any fucking sense, man. I'll explain more what doesn't make sense as we go. We start off at a highfalutin science nerd party, I guess, and we have a bunch of scientists there, and they're all, I don't know what they're doing. I guess they're not really presenting anything. They all just seem to be standing around having cocktails, and we meet our scientist, Seth Brundle, played by Jeff Goldblum. He acts very scientist-y. In a Jeff Goldblum. He's basically the same guy he played in Jurassic Park, I feel like, right?
I almost feel like he's the same guy in every movie.
I know. And I don't know how he hasn't played Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four, but whatever. He's standing around and he's all goofy and kind of awkward, and in walks Gina Davis, who plays Veronica, and she is a reporter sent there by quote-unquote Particle Magazine. And she's there to, well, let's be honest, she's there to kind of, no, I don't want to use the term prostitute, but she's there because she's hot. And she's going to flirt up these doofuses and get them to spill the beans on their next big inventions or breakthroughs or whatever it is. And she's going to get the big story for Particle Magazine. That's the plan. She's there. She spots Jeff Goldblum. He spots her. He starts laying his most eggheadiest game down on her. Hey, I've got something I'm working on back in my lab. You wanna come see? It's gonna change the world. And she's like, yeah, okay, doofus. No. I think you wanna come back with me because you're intrigued by me, right? And somehow she buys it. She gets in the car with this guy. Now, 1986, Jeff Goldblum. Monica, is this a hot tamale or no?
That's funny you should say that. Because while I was watching the movie, I was kind of staring at him going, I would have done him.
Yeah, you would have, you dirty scientist groupie. I mean, he's not a bad-looking dude. I'll give him that. In a few minutes, we're going to see him with his shirt off, and somebody has clearly been doing some jazzercise or whatever they did back in 1986. I don't know. P90X, was that around?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I was, what was I, 8 years old? Something like that. Anyway, very cool. So she goes back to his place, which is an abandoned warehouse on the seedy side of town. All right. Now, you met this guy at the science convention. He's a bit of a doofus, and he takes you to what appears to be a tenement building that's been abandoned. I don't want to raise any red flags here, but if I'm Gina Davis, I'm probably like, you know what, I'm going to drive. And the best part is she's driving, and he's getting motion sickness because of her driving. What a stud, this Seth Brundle. They get there, they get inside. It looks a lot like the Batcave. A lot of like wires running around and weird contraptions and old reel-to-reel computers, which were high speed in 1986, and stand-up keyboards, and like a weird kind of apartment loft thing that sits on top. Very cool, very Art Deco, avant-garde, kind of tortured artist-y kind of a look to it. Yeah, it's your standard 1986 mad scientist lab. She gets in there and he's like, okay, well, check this out. You see this pod over here? What I'm going to do is you're going to put something in there and it's going to disassemble its particles and it's going to reassemble them in this pod over here, right? Very cool. And she's like, yeah, you're full of shit there. And you're also some kind of a magician or something. He's like, let me just give you a little demonstration here, sweetie. Give me something that's personal to you, something that only you would know or have or understand. So she rolls off one of her stockings and hands it to him. Now, this is another very 1986 move. You remember when, I guess, what was it, the whatever it was that came in the eggshell things in the supermarket? Yes. What were those, pantyhose?
Pantyhose, uh-huh.
What happened to those? You don't see those anymore, or what?
I don't know. I went to the store last year because I needed a pair, and they kind of laughed at me. They were like, pantyhose, people don't wear those anymore. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, maybe it was just the embarrassment of buying a giant egg as an adult female for reasons related to your genitalia. I don't know. I don't know where the marketing went wrong with that. Stupid. Anyway, she pulls off one of her hose, I guess, one of her stockings, hands it to him. He puts it in pod number 1. Like his computer is all voice activated, but he doesn't want to give the big secret away. So he's like, pod 1, prepare for teleportation. And she's like, this is weird. Pod number 1 lights up and there's like a big lightning strike thing. And then he opens it up and he's like, you see that? Isn't that cool? And she's like, yeah, you fucking asshole. You just vaporized my pantyhose. And he's like, no, come over here. And he opens up pod number 2 and the pantyhose or stocking or whatever is in there. So she's like, oh my God, that's crazy. You did it. You teleported it. And he's like, I'm going to change the world. Now you got to have sex with me. She's like, I know I'm going to have sex with you now because you just perfected teleportation. But that's not how it actually goes down. He's like, listen, what I need is I need you. And she, at this point, she like pulls out her tape recorder and she's like, I gotta record this. I'm a writer. I'm a journalist. And he's like, no. You can't tell anybody about this because I haven't perfected it yet. And there's no way. And she's like, well, I have to go back. I'm like, you knew I was a reporter. I got to go back to Particle Magazine and, break the story. And he's like, what? No, you can't because it's not done yet. And he basically gives her this long-winded explanation about how he doesn't know how all the components work. He's been kind of piecemealing it out to different scientists and companies. All he's really doing is assembling it and kind of working out the kinks. Mm-hmm. He's got like a weird AI kind of a computer for 1986 where he has to like explain to the computer what things are. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it doesn't have to, I guess. But the big roadblock here, Monica, is that he can't teleport anything living because the computer doesn't know how to reassemble like living particles like flesh, blood, moving parts, things like that. Only inanimate objects so far. But he's going to figure it out. And she's like, well, okay. And he's like, no, you got to give me the tape out of the recorder there. And she's like, fucking whatever. She goes back to her boss the next day, a guy by the name of Stathis. What the fuck kind of name is Stathis, Monica? I know it's not Hungarian, right?
No.
No, it's not.
No, that's a sleazy name.
He's an 80s scumbag. And really, his name should have just been Ellis, because he's Ellis from Die Hard. Just a little less swarthy and a little more French, if you ask me. Same guy, though. He's like, hey, what's going on? You go over there and you flirt up the scientists? And she's like, well, yeah, I got this big story from this Seth Brundle guy. He's working on something big, but I can't. As they're having this conversation, and Stathis is half-ass hitting on her, his phone rings, and it's his secretary, and he's like, oh, your scientist friend is here. Send him in. And in walks Brundle, and he's like, oh, hey, you again, huh? And she's like, oh, and Stathis is like, oh, yeah, get your story. Here, I'm going to get out of here, leave you guys to my office. And then from there, they kind of strike up this uneasy romance. Now, this is what happens, Monica, in just about every goddamn movie that's made in the 80s. Sure, horror, action, adventure, whatever, but it doesn't matter because somewhere in the midst of the 90 minutes in the movie, two people are going to meet for the first time and fall in love. Happens in every single 80s movie. Don't know why that has to be a thing, but it does. But yeah, here we go. Now we go out on a date with Seth and Veronica. She goes by Ronnie, by the way. I know a Veronica. She goes by Vero. I also know a Veronica that goes by Veronica. I also know a Veronica that goes by Vern. It's a weird thing. But I don't know any Veronicas that go by Ronnie. Has that ever been a thing that you've encountered?
No, I know a Veronica, and she just goes by Veronica.
Yeah, same thing. Strange phenomenon there. If I was a female, Ronnie is not the name I would go with in that example. I don't know. A little too butch for me, but whatever. Anyway, they go out on a date. They get a hamburger. We get a lot of... This is where all the 80s fluff comes in, because now we're working on it, and she's recording all of his experiments for posterity and taking notes. She's spending a lot of time at his bat cave, and he's getting more and more frustrated because his experiments aren't working. Yeah, at one point he tries to teleport a baboon,
Yes.
and the baboon goes through to the other pod, but everything on the inside of the baboon is now on the outside. And he's like, shit. Yeah, that was fucked up, man. But he's like, shit. It's because the computer doesn't understand living things and flesh and blood, so I'm just going to have to teach it about flesh and blood and living things. Whatever that looks like in 1986, I have no idea. In the meantime, Stathis is like skulking in the background, and he's like, what is she doing? At one point, she goes back to her apartment, and Stathis is inside her apartment taking a shower, because he has a key to the place, Miss Monica. Which means that at one point, whether she admits it or not, she was willfully banging her boss, Stathis, the scummy guy that he is.
Yes.
This is a very 80s thing, but apparently back then, and I remember one of the apartments that I grew up in, you could flush the toilet and all the cold water would go away and you'd get scalded to death in the shower. I haven't had that experience in quite some time. I think that we have mastered toilet and shower plumbing to where that doesn't happen anymore. Cutting edge science right there. You can actually take a dump while your wife is trying to rinse off and not burn her to death. I'm glad we solved that problem as a first world nation, Monica. Right on. So yeah, but now we have this, we come to realize Stathis is a scumbag, but he was at one point he is her ex-boyfriend, but they were fucking at one point, and that kind of, well, that doesn't bode well for Veronica, because now it's like, okay, are you really in love with our guy Seth, or are you just trying to get this big story? Or are you secretly playing him to get the story to Stathis? Or, I don't know, but she seems like she's legit into Seth at this point. And
yes.
Stathis is just such a scummy guy. He's like, can we have sex every now and then? Doesn't have to be anything personal. Just, I like to bang you periodically if that's okay. And she's like, you're such a scumbag. And she storms out. All right, so that's happening, but Stathis wants the big story. I think at this point, Veronica is legit thinking about writing a book about the entire experience and how Brundle eventually gets this thing right and revolutionizes travel, international and otherwise. So I think at this point, at least, her head was in the right place.
Right.
So that's cool. He is going. Brundle is going back. He's really beating himself up over the baboon, but it's okay, Monica, because he just so happens to have an extra baboon laying around. He's got at least two of them. I don't know where he's getting all these fucking baboons from, but
yeah, I know.
Yeah, very cool. But the big breakthrough comes when she has sex with him, and then she offers to make him a steak because she brought him some steaks, and he's like, "Oh!" pops out of bed. "Oh, steak, you say?" And he goes running off to the pods. He actually cut the steak in half, and then he teleported half the steak, and then he didn't teleport the other. So then that, like, after that, he cooked the steaks. He had Veronica try the teleported steak, and she said it tasted fake.
Yes.
What exactly does a fake steak taste like? Like plasticky, you think, or?
I don't.
Not like steak. So it's got to be like a texture thing, right?
I guess. I imagine it might have a plasticky taste.
Why am I asking you? You haven't had meat since you were 19.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That just occurred to me that you don't. What would a fake carrot taste like, Monica? That's what I need to know. And now.
Plastic?
Probably, yeah. You're probably right. Anyway. He's like, "Oh, that's it. That's what it is. I got to teach the computer how to do meat and living things." So big, like building montage of him welding things and rearranging things and typing things, and eventually he pulls out his spare baboon and throws that poor guy into the telepod, zaps him over to the other telepod. Pachoo! He comes out, the baboon's fine. He's like, yes, we did it. Let's celebrate. And she's like, yeah, you did it, man. Awesome. He's like, okay, well, I'm not ready to test it on a human because I got to send this baboon off to get checked out, make sure he's okay. And she's like, yeah, you probably should. But while she's doing that, she's like, fingering around in the clutter of his apartment. And she happens upon like a envelope from Particle Magazine addressed to Seth. And it's like the cover art of like his front page debut as Seth Brundle, the man that figured out teleporting. And she's like, fucking Stathis, you piece of shit. So he didn't even open it. He doesn't even know what's going on. But all of a sudden, she's all pissed off. And she's like, you know what? Congratulations. I'm going to go. I'm going to go take care of something. I'll be back in a couple hours. She goes hauling ass over to Stathis's place, and she's like, hey, you fucking asshole. I told you not to approach him or talk to him or anything. And he's like, I knew you were cheating on, or I guess you weren't cheating, but I knew you were holding out on me. You're gonna break this story without us, and you bitch, I'm not going to have sex with you even if you want me to. He didn't actually say that, but that was kind of the sentiment. And she's like, just fuck off. And then she goes back, but in the couple of hours that she was gone, Seth kind of figures everything out. He spots the envelope that she was, kind of fingering through, and he's like, oh, she's all pissed off because the envelope was return addressed to Stathis at Particle Magazine. So he's like, oh, Stathis is her ex-boyfriend, that fucker. In the meantime, he's drinking a lot, and he's monologuing with the baboon, who also seems to be fine. And this is one of the biggest problems I have with this movie, Monica. This is probably about 40 minutes in right here. So we've seen a lot of Gina Davis side boob, very exciting. We've seen a lot of people falling in love, kind of boring. We've seen a lot of Particle Magazine inner politicking. We didn't have to fuck around with any of this in the original Fly. In the original Fly, we started off with a guy getting smashed to death in a hydraulic press.
Yes.
No falling in love.
We got right to the story.
Let's not fuck around. We don't need to fall in love here, Monica. It's about a guy that turns into a fly. All right? There's no dating. There's no courtship. There's no ex-boyfriend drama. Whatever, dude. This is 1986. This is what we get with horror movies in 1986. Anyway, Seth is drunk. He's like, you know what? Her and her ex-boyfriend, they can stick it. I'm going to just do this myself, and I'll just go ahead. Human trial. Let's go. Here we go. I don't even care anymore. So he strips down naked. We get to see a lot of Jeff Goldblum butt and chest and stuff like that. He's in good shape, man. I wonder if that stunt he did with the chair, I wonder if he actually did that or if that was like a gymnast body double.
I think it was a body double.
I think so, too. That's like an insane amount of coordination and upper body strength. I don't know. Maybe he was a stud. Anyway, he hops into the teleporter pod. And of course the fly buzzes right in there with him, and then he starts the process, and he zaps himself over to the other pod, and he's like, holy shit, I did it. And he comes running out, and he's naked, and he's like, yeah, we did it. And he, like, the baboon jumps on him. And about that time is when Veronica gets back to his apartment, and he's like, hey, I did it. Man, I did it all myself, and by the way, I know Stathis is your ex-boyfriend, and she's like, yeah, but, we're not, it's ex-boyfriend, I got my apartment key back, and I'm not going to give the story to Particle Magazine, so don't worry about it. And he's like, well, okay. So then they have sex, and then the next morning, he wakes up, and he just, like, starts doing gymnastics all around his apartment, Monica.
Yeah.
All right, so, total hypothetical question. You meet a young man at the bar, all right? You have a few drinks. You decide to go back to his place. You wake up in the morning, and he's doing, like, bizarro Spider-Man moves all over the apartment. Is that a red flag, or are you ready for round two? What do you say?
No, that's a red flag.
I agree.
I'm out of there.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I mean, I love an athletic sex partner, but at the same time, hey, let's get some breakfast. What do you say? We don't need to do this right now. Anyway, she's pretty hot for it. Look at this guy. He's doing loop-de-loos on his little pull-up bar there, and he's doing all kinds of weird pirouettes off his chair, and he's got his shirt off. She's all hot and bothered. The next morning, they get up and go to a weird Chinese street market type of a thing. Mm-hmm. And he's like firing on all cylinders now, Monica. He's like talking nonstop. He's buying her a bunch of shit. They finally sit down at like a coffee shop, and he drinks like, he drinks like the entire sugar dispenser with like 3 sips of coffee in it.
Yeah.
He's really firing up on all cylinders, dude. And she's like, okay. Well, I think maybe you just take it easy there a little bit there, fella. They get back to his place. They have sex again, presumably more than once. At one point, she's like, I don't know. She like puts her hand behind him, and she feels like these weird wires sticking out of his back. And that's the start of like the transformation into human fly, which is not a good thing. So he's like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. Hey, you know what'd be really cool? How about you get in that thing and I'll zap you over there? How's that sound? And she's like, whoa, dude. First off, I'm not drunk like you were. Second off, I don't know that I want to be assembled or reassembled or whatever. And he's like, no, come on, you got to do it. It's great. Look at me. I'm freaking out. I'm doing push-ups and pull-ups, and I did a pirouette off the chair thing. You got to love it. We're going to be a power couple. And she's like, bro, I'm going to get the hell out of here because you're just a bit much right now. Calm your ass down. Maybe take yourself to a doctor, get checked out because you got weird Brillo wires coming out of your back, and that's kind of freaky. So I'll come back in a couple of days after you've calmed down a bit. How say you? And he's like, yeah, fine, go. I don't care. I don't need you anyway. So she takes off. In the meantime, he wakes up the next morning, and now he's got really bad skin, and he's kind of greasy, but he's like still all right. I mean, at a glance, he looks like a swarthy dude with bad skin, but other than that, he's all right?
No, that next day when you saw his face, I would have been like, yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's a burn victim or anything. He just looks like for as much sugar as he's eating, I guess it would make sense that he would get some breakouts, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's like, fine. If you don't want to do it, then I'll find somebody that will. So he grabs a bunch of candy bars and he just takes off through the streets of Montreal. And he comes across a dive bar where a couple of meatheads are arm wrestling. And he walks in and he finds the first barfly, and he's like, hey, who's winning? And she's like, oh, the big guy is. I think I'm going to bang him tonight. And he's like, oh, I tell you what, I bet I could take both these guys. And she's like, So he arm wrestles the big guy and like snaps his wrist off. And then apparently this is a thing in Canada where if you beat somebody at arm wrestling, you get to have sex with the guy's girlfriend. Or I don't know. Apparently I need to make my way up to Canada and start doing forearm exercises or something.
I guess so.
Anyway, that's what happens, and she's like, oh, okay, let's go, but let's hit a few more bars first. So I guess they just go bar hopping, and then finally the next morning they get back to his weird apartment loft thing, and she's like hammered, dude. She's drunk. She can't make it up the stairs. He just picks her up and runs her right up the stairs, bangs her a bunch of times. And then he gives her a little demonstration. Now, this is the barfly, mind you, of the teleportation act. So he made such a big, and this is one of the plot holes that I have problems with. He made such a big deal about Veronica not telling anybody about it, but then he let her videotape him, and now he's just showing it to any piece of ass that he can get into his apartment. So what was the point of Veronica not telling anybody about it?
Well, because he's changing. He's losing his mind.
He's thinking with the wrong head is what he's doing.
Yes.
And he's got himself a big booby barfly in his apartment. Oh, look at what I'm going to do. This is going to melt the panties right off you. I'm going to zap your panties right over there, and then I'm going to get on top of you, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to teleport my penis inside you. Oh, that's stupid. Anyway, of course, he's trying to get the barfly to go into the teleporter. And she's like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm scared. Oh. And he's like grabbing her and he's like trying to force her in there. And that's when Veronica comes back and she's like, I'm afraid. And Veronica shows up and she's like, be afraid. Be very afraid. We get that tagline from the trailers right there. The barfly's like, oh my God, who's this? Your wife or your girlfriend? And he's like, no, it's my mom. She's like, whatever, and takes off. So now it's a barfly, sure, I'll give you that. But she did something that I find very attractive. She did the thing where she's not wearing a shirt, but the boobs are just covered by like a jacket. So it's not leaving a lot to the imagination, Monica, but it's leaving enough to where it's still super hot, even though I can pretty much see everything without seeing everything. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like going back to the old Victoria's Secret catalogs for a 14, 15-year-old Darian for a hot second. Anyway, enough about me and my boner. Veronica's like, dude, you are not cool right now. And he's like, oh, I'm not cool? Well, look at this. This is like something somebody that's not cool could do. And he like punches one of the walls off in his apartment. He's like, yeah, that's how cool not cool I am. I'm ready to go, and I'm a superhuman now, and look at me. And she's like, bro, you are completely wackadoodle. I'm getting the hell out of here. I came here to check on you, and you are just not cool at all. So she hauls ass. She's really worried about him. Stathis is snooping around too. Hey, how about your scientist boyfriend? You got that story for me? You ready to have sex with me again? It's gross. And then eventually he calls her and he's like, he being Brundle calls Veronica and he's like, you know, I'm not doing too good, man. Can you come over and just, you know, like hang out with me for a few minutes? So she goes over there, and this is where we really get to see the downfall of Seth Brundle. Now he looks a lot like Michael Jackson, I felt like, you know?
Yes.
Like crazy greasy hair, sunken in, really bad skin. He's having trouble walking. He's like, well, I figured out what the problem is. When I got in there and I tried to teleport myself, a housefly got in there with me and we got reassembled together. And he's like trying to make it make sense to her. But basically, much like in the original movie, they got assembled together, but in this time it's on a molecular level, not just a head and shoulders level like in the original movie. So basically, he is morphing into the fly because the computer kicks out like the algorithm, and it says that he is more fly than he is human, I guess. Am I understanding that correctly?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so it's like he got morphed into the fly didn't get morphed into him. So
right.
I don't know. But the one of the differences between this and the original is that in the original, the doctor had hope of like reversing it if he could find the fly that was part human, and that's why we had the whole wild goose chase around the kitchen. But Seth here has pretty much resigned himself to turning into a human fly, and he's like, well, eventually I'll lose my consciousness and I'll just be a great big fly, and it's really gonna suck. So she's like, yeah, dude, I don't know about this. I'm going to get the hell out of here because it's kind of, you know, we should probably take you to a hospital or something. He's like, no, this is too much. Nobody can know about this. It's too much technology and I never should have done it. She comes back a couple of days later. Now he's like Spider-Manning up the wall. He looks really gross now. I mean, he looked pretty gross before, but now he looks really gross. He's Spider-Manning. He's asked her to come back to take some more video, like documenting his transition and stuff like that. And we get a quick idea of like how he eats. I'm glad we didn't have to actually see this though, because she videotapes it and then she shows the videotape to Stathis. But basically he has to regurgitate like stomach acid all over his food and then suck up the puddle, I guess.
Yeah.
All of his teeth are falling out. He can't digest solid food anymore. It has to be this liquid foam crap. Oh, so gross. Luckily, we didn't have to actually see that, but we get to hear it as Stathis watches it. And this is where we also get the big reveal that Veronica's pregnant, you motherfuckers. Ugh. She had sex with him after he teleported, and that's when he got her pregnant, and now who knows what the hell is inside her, man. I will say this, we didn't even knock on the door of that in the original movie, and it's probably for the best. Yuck! Okay, well, now we have a real problem on our hands, Monica, because Veronica is carrying what could be an insectoid baby, or it could be born a human baby and then gradually turn into some kind of a mutant fly thing. Whatever it is, she's not interested. She wants it. She wants to abort it, and rightfully so, I would say. She's like, "Hey, Stathis, let's get this taken care of. What do you say?" And he's like, "Okay. I think abortion was illegal in Canada in the 80s, so he's got to like call up his doctor buddy that owes him a favor, and he has to take her to the abortion clinic late at night to get it done." While that's happening, the now full-on human fly, Seth Brundle, is like bounding from rooftop to rooftop following him. And he's kind of figured out that she's going to the hospital to have an abortion. So he crashes through the hospital window, scoops her up, and goes taking off, like, I guess, bounding back to his loft apartment laboratory, where we find out that he's in bad shape now, dude. He looks like some kind of a Jim Henson nightmare, I would say.
He looked like he was melting.
Yeah, kinda. But like still very fleshy and like with weird appendages and things. His fingers were like fusing together. Anyway, when he gets back to his place, he's like, "I think I can turn myself human again. I just have to zap me and you into that other. I made a third pod, and what we'll do is you and I will fuse together with the baby, and we'll be like a whole family in one body. How does that sound, sweetie?" And she's like, "Fuck you, man. That's disgusting." He's like, "No, it's the only way. Otherwise, I'm going to turn into this fly thing." And about this time, Stathis followed him back to the loft thing, laboratory, and he goes in there with a shotgun, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to get rid of this fucking thing right now." So Seth is trying to like force her. He throws her into the one pod. Stathis comes in. Seth like vomits on his arm and his leg and fucks him all up. Seth gets himself in the other pod, but then Stathis shoots some of the electrical wiring go into that one, which basically blows it up. Good news, like Brundlefly was like coming out of it, so he kind of got teleported into the bits of the pod as it was exploding. So he goes to the third pod. Veronica gets out of hers before it zaps her, which is good. And then like Brundlefly comes out, but now he's part machine also. So that's really fucked up. You're done now, dude. Veronica's got the shotgun because Stathis is all fucked up with his melted hand and foot situation, and she shoots Brundlefly in the head and kills him, and that's the end of your movie right there. Monica, what'd you think of this rendition of The Fly?
Praise the Lord, it was over now. It was okay. It was enjoyable.
I agree. It's fine. I don't know, man. A little too much fluff for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. We didn't need all that extra story.
The romance and the dating and the ex-boyfriend drama and we made it all the way to like the 40-minute mark before he even got into the fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're watching the original, you start off in fly territory and then you figure out how you got to fly territory. Here, we got to go on Tinder and set up some dates and go to Cheeseburgers and fucking dude. I'm not mad at it.
Too much talking.
A lot of talking. I'm not. Some pretty nice boobs, though, including Gina Davis, who I thought looked really good back then. A lot of fluff, a lot of exposition, 80s pacing. Every movie had to have two people fall in love in it. I don't know why.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'm sure if we thought hard enough, we could come up with some, but for the vast majority.
When you said that the first time, the first movie that popped into my head was Halloween. There was no falling in love in the first Halloween.
Well, I mean, what was his name? Tommy Doyle?
We barely saw him.
It's true. It's true. But there was a whole thing. I don't know. I take the original on this one. This one is just too fluffy for me. Too much exposition, too much dating, not enough fly action for me. What do you think, Monica?
I agree. I like the first version much better. The story was good. The fly might have been a little cheesy, but that's okay. It was a classic back then.
I agree. I think it's still a classic today, even despite that silly ending. All right, kiddo, why don't we take us a break? We'll come back with some other stuff.
Okay.
Shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. 'Cause I've been blessed and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it, me be treated like a punk. You know that's unheard of. You better watch how you talking and where you walking, or you and your homies might be lying to chalk. I really hate the trip, but I got a load. Guess the croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like. On my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. Been spending most of life living in the gangster's paradise. Been spending most of life living in the gangster's paradise. Keep spending most our life living in a gangster's paradise. Keep spending most our life living in a gangster's paradise. Look at the situation they got me facing. I can live a normal life. I was raised by the streets, so I gotta be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my tin in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a low-down gangster, set tripping banger, and my homies is down, so don't arouse my anger, fool. Death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die, what can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24? The way things is going, I don't know. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? Been spending most of lives living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of lives living in a gangster's paradise. Keep spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Keep spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Power and the money, money and the power. Minute after minute, hour the kitchen, but I don't know what's cooking. They say I gotta learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they reach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they front. That's why I know my life is out of luck, fool. Been spending most of life living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of life living in a gangster's paradise. Keep spending most of life living in a gangster's paradise. Keep spending most of life living in a gangster's paradise. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me?
Hey inmates, if you like what you hear, head over to the Padded Room Facebook group and support us through the Patreon link with a small monthly donation. Check out the T-Villain link at paddedroom.podbean.com and grab some t-shirts. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the show.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, daddy. I'm pretty grossed out. And flies don't bother me, Monica, but I think they might now, you know, knowing that they vomit on things to eat stuff. I wonder, is that accurate? Does anybody know? It's got to be, right?
Yeah, that is.
Oh, gross.
I fucking hate. I am like the fly Nazi at this house.
The fly Nazi.
Oh my God. I kill flies all day long.
Me too. I'm not the best about picking up the dog shit in the backyard, so sometimes the fly cloud just makes its way inside, and then I go all ballistic with the fly swatters.
Yes, my dogs, they as soon as I pick that thing up, they are all running outside.
You got them trained. Nicely done. Speaking of having things trained, it's time for the Terradome.
No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in. I'll kill you all. I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. Worst dream come true.
6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
Welcome to the Terradome.
All right.
First, last week's winner. It's team's competition. We had the witches versus the critters, Monica. The cauldrons boiled and the braziers burned bright in the shadows of the barn. The ladies chanted louder and louder in the night, but the massive weight of the Krite swarm caused the structure to collapse on the coven. Most perished in the ensuing flames, and the rest were food for the critters. With a vote of 6-2, the critters advance over the witches. Had a feeling that was going to go that way. I don't think this one's going to be as easy. We are now in the Asylum Conference, round 14, inmates. Bear with me, I'm not much of a writer. Barrow, Alaska, the perfect hunting grounds. Had Marlowe and his brood discovered it earlier, they would have come ages ago. 28 to 32 consecutive days of darkness were exactly what the vampires needed. 80 years ago, it was exactly what the Third Reich needed. A strategic beachhead that would allow them to invade North America. The people of Barrow rose up and killed the Nazi occupiers in their sleep and buried their bodies beneath the ice. Now the people of Barrow were the ones being hunted. As the people were being toyed with by the vampires, the blood began to flow and seep. Vampires became lazy and decadent, using the mortals as entertainment and cruel torture devices. Meanwhile, deep, deep beneath the ice and the earth, something began to stir. Team's competition, we have vampires versus Nazi zombies, Monica.
Vampires, okay.
I think I got to go with the Nazi zombies. Eventually, the sun will come up.
Yes.
And the vampires are either going to have to haul ass or stay and die. Nazi zombies can just hang. And they can ride snowmobiles. They can man .40 caliber machine guns. In Red vs. Dead, they even drove a tank. So there's that. But then there's also stupid Nazi zombies like in Shockwaves, where they just have goggles on and lumber around. I'm taking the Nazi zombies anyway. How say you, Monica?
Well, because I am European, I have to go with Nazi zombies.
Oh, you dirty white supremacist. That's 2 for the Nazi zombies. Monica is not, in fact, a white supremacist. I might have to edit that out. I don't know. And that is your Terror Dome matchup for the week, inmates. It is vampires versus Nazi zombies. Get us your votes by next week. Area code 775-387-0275 is the mental health hotline. Or just drop us an email. mail@paddedroompodcast.com is how you do that. While you're busy contemplating that matchup, we're going to tell you what movies we got to watch this week in a little segment called What Are You Looking At?
What are you looking at?
I only got one movie in this week, Monica. It's called I Will Never Leave You Alone. Have you heard of this one?
I don't think so.
It just hit Shudder. It's from 2023. You've got a guy just released from prison, and as part of his probation, he has to spend 6 days alone in a house. He cannot leave the house. He can't even go out in the backyard. He has to stay inside the structure. It has something to do with a Chinese rite of Hansa. The house is haunted, obviously. And the Chinese think that they can, if somebody lives in the house for 6 days, then whatever bad energy there will be replaced with that person's energy. So whatever energy he has is going to be better than whatever's already there. It gets pretty gnarly, dude. The previous occupant and the backstory of the convict, they kind of collide, and some really gnarly shit goes down. It's a pretty good show, I would say. The ending is a bit of a punch to the nuts.
The cover looks good.
It's pretty good. I would say it's a pretty good show. It's streaming right now on Shudder. If anybody's interested, I'd say it's worth a watch, if nothing else. That's all I'm looking at, Monica. What do you got for us?
I only got one movie in too, and I happened to watch this movie twice.
Oh, okay.
It's the new 28 Days, The Bone Temple.
Yeah? What do you think of that?
I actually liked it.
Yeah?
I was surprised.
Why are you surprised by that?
Well, because the latest one was okay.
28 years later?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this one, obviously they left the door open for the next one to come out.
Okay.
But, it picked up where those blonde kids are on the move to see the, I forget what they call him, the doctor.
Yes.
And in the meantime, I don't want to give it away if nobody has seen it, but the doctor pretty much finds a cure.
Ooh, okay.
So he befriends remember the really big guy? Did you see the last one?
I did not.
Oh, okay. So that big guy that they called Samson in the movie, him and the doctor kind of become buddies.
Okay.
And so the doctor is, I guess the doctor's just filling him with morphine.
Ooh.
And hanging out with him all day long and like talking his ear off and stuff. And then when he realizes what the cure is, he does put it in, but it all comes at a cost because the blonde kids also encounter the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And that did not have a good ending.
All right.
That I'm not. Yeah, and I don't want, like I said, I don't want to give it away, but it was kind of a bummer. And then at the end of the movie, they brought in, what was the dude's name from the first one? His
Jim?
character, Jim?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cillian Murphy?
Jim. Yep, we see Jim at the end with his daughter, and they see the last two survivors from the blonde kids pack, and the daughter is like, Dad, shouldn't we go help them? And that's kind of where it ends.
Oh, okay.
So...
But
yeah, I actually enjoyed it.
Did you like it more than 28 years later?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes, I did.
Right on. All righty. Well, I guess it's time for some immersion therapy then, you fucking bitch.
Immersion therapy.
Monica, I told Dusty I was going to slap you twice tonight. I'm not going to physically strike you. I have a confession to make. I actually dug The Covenant the first time I saw it in 2006. It was clearly, to me, an attempt at reworking the Lost Boys into this weird witchcraft situation, because it's really just hunky boys with powers battling other hunky boys, right? And that's fine. It's very early 2000s, like a lot of Rob Zombie on the soundtrack, and a lot of frosted tip haircuts, which I kind of miss those, to be honest with you. But it is also very heavy on the CGI. And this is early 2000 CGI, so it looks a little wonky. And it's very tweeny oriented, you know what I mean? A lot of glistening abs in the rain, stuff like that. I see what you're doing there, all right? This is not a movie for heterosexual men. It's not. It's fine. Rewatching it now, I'm like, oh, God, this is not good. But it's fine. What made you pick The Covenant, Monica?
I had seen it a couple times before, a few years ago, and I just kept seeing it. I would pass by it on Tubi, and I'd be like, let's rewatch that movie.
Maybe let's not.
Well, yeah, and rewatching it, honestly, I felt a little disappointed.
Yeah, me too.
It wasn't as good as I remembered it 20 years ago.
No, I wasn't a huge fan, but I remember thinking, okay, it's just kind of like a Lost Boys reworking kind of a thing, but with these good and bad witch dudes. Now it just seems it's almost felt a bit like plagiarism at certain points, but a lot of tweeny romance. Felt a little what do you call Twilight sprinkled in there, with all the poor mortal girl who is trapped in this battle between these two hunky studs.
That's true. I didn't think of that.
It's fine. It is what it is. It's not a horror. I wouldn't call it a horror movie, but it's fine. It is what I don't even care anymore, Monica. I don't even care. All right, what do you got for us this week, baby doll?
This week we are going to check out a movie called Bite from 2015, And it reminds us of why you should be careful when you go on vacation somewhere. You shouldn't fuck around and you shouldn't get bit by anything.
And here's a good rule of thumb. If any of those things happen, go to the fucking doctor, man. Go to the hospital. Don't just sit around your apartment thinking putting ointment on is going to fix it. It's not. It's just going to get worse. Good Lord. All right, check that shit out, inmates. We'll do the same, and we can compare notes next week. But now it's time for a round of Who is Daddy?
Who is Daddy?
First, my clues from last week. I am a bit of a vagina, and my wife bullies me around a lot, and we went on vacation, and we were miserable, but we did meet another family there who were great. We hung out with them the whole time, and they invited us back to their house in, I think it was the Netherlands or something like that. We reluctantly agreed, so we went back with them, and things just got even weirder from there, and before I knew it, my daughter was being taken from me, and I'm naked in a ditch with my wife having rocks thrown at me until I'm dead. Fuck me, man. I really got to learn how to stand up for myself, I think. I am, of course, Speak No Evil. I have only seen the Dutch version. I've not seen the American version. Have you, Monica?
Oh, I've watched both of them.
Which one do you think is better?
The Dutch version.
I like James McAvoy, generally.
Yeah.
He plays the bad guy, though, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Nice.
I just feel the European version felt, I don't know, it felt more like real.
Yeah.
Than watching the American version. You're just like, God, is these fucking people this stupid?
That happens a lot. Yeah, I get that. All right, well, who might I be this week, you ask? I am a horny 19-year-old college student, and me and my cronies here are going to head south of the border to do a little partying. We're going down to Mexico, Tijuana area, maybe El Paso, somewhere in there. I'm not exactly sure where, but we are definitely going into Mexican territory to get our booze on and to hopefully get on top of some senoritas. And I really hope that none of us get abducted and taken into a weird brujeria cult or whatever they call it. The bull worshippers. Remember those? This is based on a true story, I should tell you. And these people would basically chop other people up and boil the parts in a big pot, and then they would worship the pot. It's a weird situation. I don't know. But anyway, Mexican cartels involved. I'm just a poor college kid. Hopefully somebody figures out where I am. Otherwise, they're going to be looking for where I'm buried. Anyway, who might I be, you ask? Tune in next week, and I will drop some knowledge on you. In the meantime, I think that's about going to do it for us this week. Monica, you got anything else on the week?
I do not.
All righty. Join us next week for The Last Shift. We're going to be covering that in tandem with Malum, and we'll get our thoughts in on those two movies.
Right.
Like, comment, subscribe wherever you found this show. That helps our visibility quite a bit. We do have a Patreon campaign running. If anybody cares, head on over to paddedroompodcast.com. Find the link there. Get you some swag. Do whatever you got to do. In the meantime, for Dusty and Absentia, house flies that should stay outside of the house. They should be outside flies. And definitely outside of your teleporter device, because that's going to fuck up your whole afternoon. Young, hot Gina Davis. I think she's still attractive. She popped up in that Channing Tatum movie the other day. A little milfy, I would say. Mexican drug cartels that worship cookware. Ex-cons that have to live in haunted houses for 6 days, and the Padded Room podcast. I'm afraid visiting hours are over.
Bye.
I want to know how to survive.
love.